Hi, my name is Samantha. I'm a healer. I am an intuitive, a medium, and a vessel for spirit. And I just wanted to do like a collective reading today for whoever comes across this reading and just kind of see what spirit wants to dive into. They're kind of speaking through me in saying to anybody who feels fearful of tarot or of any sort of divination tools to know that they are just cards. These are just cards. So the misconceptions that using tarot is um, working with negative energies is false. This is, you can open portals or open communication with spirit in many different ways that aren't even talked about. So, it's all about your intention. And in using tarot for me, I am an intuitive tarot reader. So I use tarot to tell the story kind of on paper so that the messages I receive are validated through the cards. And it's like spirit will make me pay attention to the images in the cards or what images will remind me of it. So it's a tool. And so using our intuition is not negative. It's not a bad thing. And anybody who teaches you that, or anybody that is, being misled and is, I don't know, I don't know, I'm not going to speak on it because that's not me. But I don't know why I feel called to say that. I feel called to, whoever is having, you might be drawn to watching tarot and feel bad about it, which I was there too. I grew up as in a church. I mean, I honestly didn't resonate with that religion. I never resonated with religion in general, but I was in a relationship at one point that was the person I was with grew up in the church and was very, was taught that like using your intuition, psychics, mediums were all the devil, and that being gay is the devil. All of that is the devil, basically. And so in being in that relationship and being vulnerable at that time, I kind of, instilled what he told me about me, who I am, basically. Funny thing is, after I left that relationship is when I really came into my gifts and when I really started accepting who I am, and also, came out as gay. And so anybody who is resonating with what I'm telling you, I just want you to know I've been there, and I've had people that were in my life, tell me when I did come out as me doing tarot and offering readings, and me coming out as a medium and all that, that I did get backlash. But in the midst of that backlash, I'm so happy about that I got that, because it really strengthened me, and it made me ask God, like, hey, like, what do you think about this? Like, am I righteous? Am I doing wrong by using cards, using a deck of cards to help me with my gifts and help me speak to you and help you speak through me to help others? Like, is that wrong? And he said to me, it's the same thing as you being gay, which me being gay, I honestly didn't have that hard of a time in coming out as being, because I just saw being gay as like, it's who I am. Like, that's something that nobody's going to talk me out of. That's something nobody's going to tell me is wrong. It just was something I felt so strongly about, like, that it's not anybody's right to tell me who I love and who I want to be with, So he compared it to that. And so I was like, wow, okay, so this is who I am. And this is something that's a part of my destiny. And, we have to stop, making people feel bad for going down a certain path or exploring certain things and then realizing it's not for them. There's nothing to feel guilty about. Every wrong turn or everything that you realize might not be for you, you know, it's all a part of your journey and it's there to teach you something. And so we have to stop, you know, telling people that they're wrong, even for being wrong for being a part of an organized religion. Like, I don't resonate with organized religion at all, but I respect it, and I respect anybody who does resonate with it, and I just expect that everybody respects me and that I use my spiritual gifts to help others, and that's just who I am. I'm a healer. I'm made to be a healer, and whether that's with these spiritual gifts and doing tarot or something else, channeling spirit through something else, I don't know. But regardless, I'm not, you know, we shouldn't let human dictate what we do. We need to make sure it sits right with us, because we're the ones who got to live with it. We're the ones who got to live with the sacrifice or the circumstances. I don't know why I said sacrifice. That's for somebody. But we're the ones who got to live with our decisions. So letting somebody tell you about yourself and tell you what's right for you is never the right way to go. I don't know why I feel called to tell somebody this today, whoever this is for. But I just want you to know that stay true to you. Stay true to what you feel drawn to, what you feel drawn to explore, and just know that, you know, God is not restrictions. God is not a box. God is infinite. God is everything. And once we realize that, we can realize that we've been brainwashed to think that, you know, every wrong thing we do or every bad decision we make, everything that doesn't turn out how we think it's going to turn out, that we should feel guilty about it, that we should chastise ourselves, that, you know, we're dirty, we're unclean, we're sinning. It's like, how, like, people, life is honestly, it's hard enough. And so anybody that can say those things to somebody and be able to sleep at night, I mean, I got nothing to really say about that, but like, you can catch my drift. I'm just really on my journey becoming more free and just realizing how tainted our society is here, and that it doesn't have to be that way. And it starts with people asking questions. It starts with people being like, hey, like, why was I raised to believe this or think this about myself or about these people or them? And, you know, why is that? Like, I've never experienced it for myself, so why would I just believe what somebody's telling me? So I don't know. Again, this is kind of playing back into tarot, and feeling guilty about doing tarot or watching tarot videos. This is a way to connect with spirit. And when I say spirit, I set very strong intentions that I only speak to, and the ones who speak to me are my angels, my guides, my ancestors, and archangels, ascended masters, and God himself. That I personally set intention, and anybody that like any deceased loved one that wants to come through in a reading gets filtered through my spirit team. And, you know, that's just me. I don't know how every intuitive, my nose is running, so I'm like in tune here. I don't know how every intuitive does things. That's not my business. I'm telling you how I do things. So if you fear, you know, but you feel drawn to getting maybe a tarot deck of your own, or you know, investigating your own spiritual gifts or learning more about your own gifts and using them to, you know, help others as well, then set the intention like, hey, like, I am scared because of what I've been taught about my gifts. But, you know, I'm setting the intention that I'm protected, and that the only the only ones that are able to even communicate with me are so. You know, like setting those intentions has really helped me, and they spirit abides by that. They respect your boundaries. If they start coming through in a certain way, like you start feeling them, and or you start like or they touch you, or they give you like a wiggle on your nose, or they show themselves to you, like you're allowed to set those type of boundaries. Like I've always had the boundary of I don't want to see apparitions, I don't want to see them, and they've always respected that. I mean, I see twinkles, I see orbs in videos, I see you know, stuff like that, but like I've never seen an apparition. They show up in my dreams, but like I've given them permission to do so. So when we realize that we, at the end of the day, have the power to choose how we use what we've been given, then that's where we realize, like, okay, I have the power to choose what I do, how I go about this, how I use my gifts. You know, we are given free will, and we're given free will for a reason. And you know, we can't feel guilty about, you know, making decisions for ourselves, but it comes down to, you know, not being too self-reliant. Life is about balance. So it's about relying on God and relying on spirit for what we don't have the power to control. And it's also giving, you know, having an open dialogue with spirit every day, you know, whatever your routine is, waking up and being like, hey, like, you know, I'm having trouble with this today, or like, what do you think I need today? Asking spirit that question and seeing what they have to say. And you have the power to say, you know, I actually, you know, I don't agree. You know, it's like, and that's something I've actually had to deal with as well and learn, because for a while I was kind of like waiting on spirit to tell me to do things, and like they'd be like, well, we're waiting on you, and I'd be like, well, I'm waiting on you, you know, like, so it's up to you to figure out like how you and your guides and angels and God communicate with each other. But you know, God is everywhere. God is there all the time. And you know, a lot of times people will say like, I pray to God, but I don't hear him. God speaks through actions. God speaks through miracles. He also speaks through devastation, or he speaks through your deepest fears coming up to the surface, or your deepest hurts coming up to the surface. God points things out to you in, you know, in a way that you feel them. From my own experience, God has been someone who, or I'm just referring to God as a he and someone. That's just naturally how I call him. I don't necessarily believe that he's a him. So just disregard that if that doesn't resonate with you. But times God has spoken to me, he has a very serious energy. He has a very fatherly type energy. Or just like authoritative energy, I'll say, because again, I'm not giving him a gender. Him or her gender, sorry. But God is to us, in a way, who we want him to be. Like there's no, like, you see how I'm correcting myself with what I call him, because I don't want it to offend anybody. But at the end of the day, that's how I talk to God. That's what, you know, me and him have. That's our relationship. So it's up to you to create your own relationship with God, your own personal relationship with God, and not looking for a relationship with God through a religion or through others. Looking for a relationship through God through yourself. And it's like, I get it. At the beginning, it's like you feel like you're talking to the air. You feel like you're talking to nothing. But if you stay committed, because God will bless you when you stay committed to, he wants to test you. He wants to test your faith in him. He wants to test your commitment in him. So he will test you. He will, you know, he will test you. We'll just put it that way. You'll ask for something and you'll get something completely different to test you, to help you to grow so that you can prepare for what you actually ask for. Like, God has a sense of humor. We'll put it that way. He has a sense of humor. But ultimately, God keeps his promises. God keeps his promises. I'll tell you that. And so anybody who feels like they're alone, or like you aren't being heard, or you're forgotten, if you just stay committed to yourself and to your path and to growth and healing, and just say, all right, God, like, I get it. I'll handle that. Or, all right, I will, talk to that person. I'll handle that. And all right, I'll look at that within myself. Let me start paying attention. Let me change my diet a little bit. Let me, start doing better for myself. Or let me cut down on cigarettes. Let me cut down on alcohol or drinking. Like, I don't have to cut it out completely, but let me balance that out. Just God will show you the way. And a lot of times it's in things that just don't go away. Those nagging thoughts or feelings, like, all right, you need to work on this, or all right, like, look at this, pay attention to how this person's treating you, or like, pay attention to this, like. And if you're just like, all right, tomorrow, and God's like, no, now, like, that's how he speaks. That's at least how he speaks to me. Again, I can't speak for everybody. I feel like we all have our own personal relationship with God, because we are all very unique, and we all have our own little expression of God. We all have God within us, and he put a piece of him in all of us, a different piece in all of us. And that's the beautiful thing, that all of us are different, even though we all might have similarities in certain things. But like, at the end of the day, we're all very different, and that's the beauty of God. And that's why it's like, we need to love each other, we need to support each other, we need to accept each other, because we're all children of God, despite, no matter what your religion is, no matter what your spiritual beliefs are, no matter, what you do for work, no matter how you look, how you dress, what clothes you wear, or how much makeup you wear, if you have your knees covered, if you have your head covered, like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We're all children of God. We've all come from the same place, from the same source. And so therefore, we need to be kind to one another. We need to support one another. And just realize that love is what's all that matters. Love is all that matters. Judging each other isn't going to solve anything. Judging each other is all about ego. It's all about superiority, making yourself more superior than somebody else. It's all about that power struggle, that power hunger, and that's not of God. Judgment is not of God. Discernment is of God. Discernment is of God, and that's a totally different discussion. Discernment is knowing what is of God and what is not. And, still, we don't have a place to judge others. But we have every right to set boundaries. We have every right to say, no. To discern who has good intentions and who doesn't, and handle that accordingly. We have every right to do that. We wouldn't be given discernment if we weren't. So I don't know where I was going with all that. I just started like preaching. So I hope that was for somebody. So now I'm going to dive into pulling some cards for us. So, okay. The Chariot. The Chariot is the first card that flies out. The two horses represent divine forces. They represent our spirit teams and God. They represent duality, the balance of life, the balance of every part of ourselves, and the balance of us needing everybody in this world. All right. Collective message for whoever needs this message. One card, please. Ace of Pentacles. I'm hearing somebody has been given a seed. Somebody has been given an idea, a wad of money. Somebody's been given something that I'm being told to tell you to invest. So whatever this is, to invest in it or to invest with it, if that makes sense. I'm also staring at the marks on his arm. This might have something to do with like mental health, or something with tar. This is reminding me of like tar, or like something with like concrete. So that'll resonate for somebody. What messages? Okay. The Wheel of Fortune just flew out on the floor. Hold on one second. I just heard closing out chapters. So a lot of you are closing out. 44 also just came up, so 44 might be significant. A lot of you might be closing out chapters. Also, playing back into what we were talking about the belief patterns and the basically brainwashing a lot of us have grown up with, and kind of like picking and choosing what it is that actually resonates with you, and letting go of what no longer serves you and what no longer can come with you with what you want to do with your life and your purpose and your work, or however you want to express yourself. The things that are holding you back are being let go of. The clouds are lifting. These storm clouds lifting. You're going to be seeing a lot more clearly. Also, I'm seeing like a tornado in my vision, which is a representation of chaos, or a representation of just a swarm of just negativity or just destruction, kind of like a tower moment. So it's kind of like I'm seeing something just ripping something from you, or kind of ripping the Band-Aid off, and you having to be your true self. Like Spirit's like you are gonna be you, and you're gonna like it. Like, that's what I'm seeing. I like that, actually. That's beautiful. One more card, please, Spirit. I feel like the Nine of Cups wants to come out. Just personal fulfillment, success, loving yourself, indulging in yourself. One more card, please, Spirit. Thank you. The Knight of Wands, exactly. Knight of Wands is all about just having this enthusiasm about what you do, and it's also having this fiery energy about, you know, your life and about who you are, and just loving yourself, just enjoying your life, enjoying yourself, being happy, dancing around, singing, whatever it is that makes you happy, and just being you. Like, I'm seeing that very strongly for who I'm speaking to. And justice. It's time for you to finally be free, is what I'm hearing. It's time for you to be free. And when I say free, I mean free from the shackles, like free from the shadows and free from the darkness. Like, it's time for you to be free to be you and to embrace who you are. You could already be being you, but you're still being critical of yourself because of the voices of others that still play in your mind. And so I'm seeing that Spirit is really working with you to help you let this go, so that you can fully embrace who you are, so that you can fully live your life fearlessly and really get out there and be you. And you deserve that. Like, justice is being served. Like, you're everything's being balanced out for you. Yeah, I feel like people actually try to compete with you a lot. Five of Wands is all about competition. I actually feel like for some of you, people, it seems like people try to compete with you. I see your energy being, who I'm talking to, being an energy of somebody who's just like, look, I'm not trying to compete with anybody. I'm in my own lane. Like, I'm doing my thing. I'm just doing what I love. Like, why are you trying to compete with me? Why are you trying to, bring me down? Like, how about we both just do what we do, and that's it. You're just like that type of person. You're just over it. You're like, look, I'm just leave me alone. Like, I'm not for the drama. And there are just people who just look at your light. They look at your creativity. They look at your talents, your gifts. And the fact that you don't give a shit about what they think, or that you don't try to compete with them, that's threatening to them, because it's like, damn, like, she doesn't care what others think, or he doesn't care what others think, or, they're not trying to compete. They're just doing, like, that's threatening to these people, because they're like, dang, well, I'm trying to be better than them. So, like, why aren't they trying to do that? Like, it's just kind of like a thing that they just don't get, because you're following your destiny. You're following spirit, God. You're following, your true north. And these people are trying to chase something that they're trying to chase, basically something that they don't have, that they don't possess, because it wasn't ordained to them by God like it was for you. Period. So, let anybody who's jealous of you, let them be jealous. And just keep doing you. Because I'm seeing, for some of you, whoever I'm speaking to, that this is resonating for, I see a lot of success for you. And I see you really just kind of coming out of nowhere, and people being really admirable of you. Like, they really like whatever you do. And they really just like you as a person. And I feel like there are people around you, or even people in the field, who just feel like a need to compete with you, because you possess something that's different. And anytime somebody sees something that's different, when it's actually being noticed, and when it's being becoming successful, or it's like different and unique, and now all of a sudden everybody wants, to be like this person. But this person at one point was being, bashed for being different and unique. But now that they're successful in being that, everybody wants to jump on that bandwagon. You get what I mean? Like, that's what I'm seeing. And it's just something that God is giving you. It's like an idea, or a gift you have, or a talent you have, that nobody can do it like you can. Wow. Very powerful. Very, very powerful. And this is going to be different for everybody that this is resonating for. Like, I could just be talking to one person. I don't know. I'm talking to somebody. But basically, you possess something that God gave you. And this is something you're going to be using in becoming successful, and helping others, and just expressing yourself in the way you're meant to. And you might not know what that is yet. Remain positive. Stay positive. So just choose to be hopeful. Choose to, keep going despite all this jealousy or whatever. And just know that it's all a part of your journey, and it's going to actually strengthen you. And that you've been given something very special, and not to look at it as a curse that everybody wants. It's a gift, and you are protected. Your legacy is protected. So just trust that. One more card, please, Spirit. Yes. Validation. So whoever I'm talking to, you had like maybe a question pop up. Yes is the answer, if that's the case. If not, then this is just validating what I'm saying. And if you believe, you have so much power. Abundance is yours. You're already abundant. Be in that energy and know that you deserve it. Judgment, yeah. It's time for you to really embrace yourself. And I just keep hearing creativity. Your creativity, your gifts, whatever it is that you're meant to do. And if you don't know what that is yet, it's going to come to you, and it's going to come to you in divine timing. So right now, I'm seeing you breaking through some walls of restriction that were created around you or created within you. And so you're breaking through these walls right now so that you're able to tackle your destiny fearlessly. And you won't question it. When this idea comes to you, or when this creation happens, it's going to catch you by surprise, is what I'm hearing, but you're going to be ready to jump on it right away, because it's an opportunity that you're going to need to jump on. Yeah, so I hope that this resonated. Let me know in the comments. I'll leave my info for personal readings and healings in the description box or below. And I just hope that this message positively affected somebody and let you know that you're not alone, and that this is all a part of the journey, and that you are exactly where you're meant to be, and to not overthink it, and to just be. It is okay to just be, and to just trust where you're at, and know that everything is going to happen in divine timing, and you will have everything you want, and nobody can take from you what is yours. So I hope everybody enjoys the rest of their day, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.